Hey guys, Pix here, bringing you my FUT Champions squad builder. Let me know in the comments section if you want to see me do this once a week for every single weekend league where I pretty much just do a squad builder around the team I use for FUT Champions. I would definitely be willing to do that if you guys want to see it. But in goal, we have Buffon, 88 rated keeper. I really splurged out on this team, at least more than I usually do, at least more than I have been on FIFA 17 so far. And he was great. He was pretty damn amazing actually. He should be the best keeper I've used in the game, and he kind of is, considering the stats and the price. I expected him to be the best, and he pretty much is. I mean, some of the saves he was making was incredible, and I was playing against some top-tier opponents, and he was saving me in a lot of situations. And the two center backs, we have Miranda and Murillo, and two awesome center backs. Murillo, I thought he would be like noticeably worse than Miranda, make a lot more mistakes, but he was so good and held his own at the back. But Miranda, he's easily the best center back I've used in the game. He just makes tackles I don't see any other center back making that I've used, and he rarely misses a beat at the back, and he was also really good in the air. Scored me like 2 goals and got me like 2 assists, which is amazing for a center back. And then the two fullbacks, we have Sanya and Marco Rui. I thought Rui was awesome. He was actually a really good player. I thought he'd be the dead weight of the team, but he wasn't. He was getting himself into really good goal scoring positions as well. As you're seeing right now, he scored me 2 like pretty identical goals where I build the play and then he just gets himself into the box and just makes a simple finish. He seemed to be really good at that, and which is one thing that I wasn't really expecting from him, because his shooting is like one of the worst stats in card. I think it is the worst stat he has on card, but he was just really effective at the back and going forward, getting me goals. He scored some really crucial goals as well, and I thought that he was great. And then we have Bakary Sagna, whose price it's a little bit inflated, but I'd say he's actually not worth the price, but he lived up to the price tag and held that right hand side down to a T. He was really solid. Not great going forward in any aspect, but he's really good defensively, and he's very physical as well and did a great job. And then we have Fernandinho and Renato Sanches as my two center mids here. And Renato Sanches goes for like 30,000 coins now, which is a ridiculous price for a 78 rated card, but I can't say that he isn't worth it. He does so much for the team. He gets forward, gets back, contributes to every aspect of the game, and there's not really a player on the game that's like him with the acceleration and the aggression and the overall ability. I think that he is one of my favorite center midfielders in the entire game. He's ridiculous, and on this team he actually showed a bit more of what he can do from a goal scoring perspective as well. He was actually really good in that aspect on this team. And then we have Fernandinho, whose price is pretty inflated at the moment, unfortunately, but he did not let me down whatsoever. At first I was pretty reluctant to pick him up, but he ended up exceeding my expectations, which I shouldn't really be surprised about because he's always good for me on FIFA. He always has a really good consistent card, and this year he is absolutely fantastic with his interceptions, his aggression, and his passing. He rarely misses a beat in the midfield. Like, he does a bit of everything. He's a goal scorer. He's not like a prime goal scorer, but he can definitely score goals for you in many different ways, whether it's long shots or finishes inside the box. He wins the ball back extremely well, and he's just a really good center mid, and I enjoyed using him a lot. And then we have Thiago Alcantara as our center attacking mid of the team, new 5-star skiller. And he's pretty cheap as well for the card that he has. And especially because the fact that he has 5-star skills, I thought he'd be around 20,000 coins. But 9,000 coins from him is a bargain, because he is one of my favorite cards in the game, and definitely my favorite center attacking midfielder that I've used. He made such a difference on this team. He got goals, got tons of assists, and really nice goals as well. His passing is off the charts good. It's so amazing. And he also is rivaling Quaresma for my favorite dribbler on the game. He is such a nice dribbler. He feels so smooth on the ball. His first touch, the skill moves come off so well with him, and he also has a damn good free kick, as you'll see right here, where I scored this free kick in the dying minutes of the game and actually ended up winning that game in penalty shots. Like, he's such a difference maker. He really is. He makes some tackles here and there, but it's not what he's best at. Of course, he's kind of weak, but he has very nice balance to make up for it, which you will see in some of these goals here. But in his shot, definitely surprised me. He has a bit of a cannon on him. Left foot, right foot. He was just scoring bangers off the crossbar and in like really nice long shots, and he has a decent finish inside the box. He scored me just a nice range of goals, but the thing that I love most about him was his just chance creating abilities. When he's not scoring goals, he's setting up goals, and I thought that he was just amazing. And just look at that goal. He stays on his feet, being challenged by multiple defenders. There's nothing more I can really say about him. He is just a perfect center attacking mid for me. He really was amazing, and as you see, another bar down banger from him. He's incredible. I love this card. Cannot recommend it enough. Definitely one of, if not the best player on this team. He was absolutely ridiculous. And I'm just going to leave you guys on one more goal there as a rainbow flick his defenders, and then just do some simple dribbling, get some good fortune there, and then finishes it off with some more good fortune deflecting off the keeper. Some examples of amazing goals that he scored me. He was ridiculous. Loved using the card. Thiago Alcantara, one of my favorite cards that I've used on the entire game. And then the two wingers, we have Deulofeu, and we also have Nani. And Nani was the biggest letdown of the team. He didn't score me many goals. He got me a few assists, but I mean, he wasn't anything special, to be honest. But he was still a good card. Like, I can't say just because he didn't score me a lot of goals, he gave me a lot of assists, that he didn't make an impact at times. He has good acceleration. He's a very, very silky smooth dribbler, and his passing was really nice. I switched the play with him a lot. Like, that's what I found that he was most effective with, was dribbling, cutting inside, and then switching the play and creating a chance for Deulofeu, who was an amazing player. I was actually really surprised with Deulofeu, how well he performed, how good he was at finishing. Like, that was one thing I was really surprised about him, was his shooting. He was actually a really good finisher, and I love that aspect of this card. But his dribbling, his pace, and his chance creating abilities, and also the way he gets into space, he was just a really good player, and definitely the biggest surprise of the team. I actually really liked Deulofeu. I didn't expect him to be as good as he was. I expected him to just be like a pace machine with not much else to offer. But he's actually a lot more than that. I looked at his in-game stats, and he actually has like 74 finishing, which I didn't really expect. And he was definitely a great finisher, as you just saw right there, just finessing it into the far corner. And he scored me like a decent range of goals. He should have more goals than you see there, because on 2 of the matches I actually disconnected from the A servers, unfortunately. And this wasn't the most like impressive FUT Champions run, guys. Just by the way, I didn't even play all the games. I played about 25 games of FUT Champions with this team. A few of the other games you see I played with this team were in friendlies. So I beat 25 games with this team, got a decent amount of wins, and I believe I finished in like Silver 1. This wasn't the most successful FUT Champions run you'll ever see, but I had some fun doing it, and this team was definitely very effective with Renato up front. Such a great poacher. That's what you buy him for, really. You don't really expect much of Renato except for that. I mean, EA did neuter his card a bit, dropped his shooting and his dribbling down, but he didn't lose much of the quality whatsoever. He had very nice positioning, made great runs, and his sprint speed is very, very good, combined with his strength. So once he hits that top sprint speed, he's very hard to knock off the ball and for defenders to stop. And it's just overall ability to stay in the right position at the right time was the reason why I loved him so much. He was a really good striker. His positioning is a little inconsistent at times, though. There are times when he would sort of allow Thiago to play the striker role, and he would sit behind him, which wasn't a terribly bad thing either, because his hold-up play with his strength is very, very good, and he did get me quite a few assists. So like, even though I would prefer for him to be up front in the striker position, when he did drop back a bit and allow Thiago to overlap him, he did do a good job to hold up play and set up Thiago for a goal. But overall, Morata was a very good striker. He's just that striker that will be in the right position at the right time to get you goals. Don't expect much else of him, and he will definitely not disappoint you, at least the way I see it. He was really good. His price is a little high right now because of the one to watch card that he has out in packs. That seems to bump players' price up quite a bit, but I do think he's worth the coins. I think this team is worth the try. It is very expensive. I'm not sure how much it is right now. I think it's around like 140, 50k, around that, which is quite a bit for a team with no like top tier players, but except for like Buffon. But I do think it is definitely worth the try, guys. Like whether it's in FUT Champions or it's in seasons or friendlies, whatever. If you have the coins, I would say pick this team up. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching and have a nice day.